Good time to get in Sanjeev Bajaj, MD of Bajaj Finserv and Investments, who joins us right now live from Pune. Sanjeev, good to have you. Thanks so much for joining in. Before we come into some specifics, just wondering, how do you see business shaping up? We're almost at the end of the quarter, but how is, in fact, the beginning of the next quarter, but end of March quarter, how was the quarter per se for you in terms of how broadly the business shaped up? How did premiums hold out? Throw some color on that.
Sure, Neeraj. The quarter was actually pretty good. As far as life insurance is concerned, I've been saying through last year, that is through 11-12, that we started off slow because of all the regulatory changes, and quarter on quarter we've seen an improvement. So for example, when I look at new business premiums, we fell 37% in the first quarter. That gradually came up to a -30 second quarter and then -20 third quarter. And for the fourth quarter, we are flat. So we did about 1,120 crores or so of new business premium only in the fourth quarter, and that was flat compared to the earlier year. And when we look at March, we've done 662 crores approximately of new business premium versus 572 crores the previous year. So we have a pretty good growth of 16%. So I think the downturn that you saw in the life business as an industry seems to be on its way out. Companies have reoriented themselves to the new pricing regime after the regulatory changes of September 2010. And of course, different companies are following different strategies. But from what we have done, significantly strengthening our agency business as well as looking for additional business on banca, this is playing out. And when I see the coming year, new business, I see now a positive trend. So that's on the life side. As far as general insurance is concerned, the business continues to grow in a very stable manner. We've grown almost at 15% for the whole year at about 3,300 crores or so of business. And as we've always been, we continue to calibrate growth with profits. We are again going to be solidly profitable this year, but our numbers will be out only middle of May.
Sanjeev, hi, morning. Let's chat about the recent Max India deal. With Max New York Life selling stake to Japan's insurance company MSI, valued the insurance deal at approximately 3 times embedded value. Don't you think the deal happened at premium valuations?
Well, I won't comment on a specific deal, and very honestly, we are focused on building our business. So if you even ask me at what value Bajaj Allianz should be, I don't know what that number is. When you look at the life insurance business, and let's look at pre-2009-10, you saw an industry growing in the 20s, very strong growth. You saw a few players turning profitable. Now, we've seen slow business in the last 2 years for reasons I just explained. But again, when you look at 12-13 and going forward, then if you just look at the very low penetration of insurance, look at it on a per dollar basis. We're less than $50 per capita. We're just about getting into rural areas with micro insurance products in the last 2-3 years. So I think when you look at it long term, you then need to add value. Now, when you look at market value of, say, companies in Europe, zero growth, maybe even negative growth, and you're looking at 1.5 times embedded value. You look at Chinese companies, and I'm told they're at 4.5 times. So if you were to look at numbers of 2.5, 3 times or so, I don't think when you look at it from a 5-year perspective that they look very odd at all.
Okay. So how about all the news flow that is surrounding the life insurance business, Sanjeev? Aside of business, what happens next? I'm just looking at it from an investor's perspective, that they look, one, to maybe some government clearances that could come about, and a lot of people believe that FDI may not come about. A lot of people look at some key deals that are happening within the space. One of them has happened, but you're saying that that's probably not the benchmark for the sector per se. What happens next? Does growth continue in the way it has grown over the last 2 or 3 quarters, which hasn't been bad, mind you? Or could there be some key event out here which could take it to another level?
There are 2 things. If, for example, the FDI in insurance does not happen over, say, the next 12 months, I think by end of 12-13, you're going to see 3-4 quarters of steady growth for a number of the larger players. And we know some of them, especially the bank-sponsored ones, are looking at raising additional capital, and maybe you will see IPOs happening towards the end of this financial year. This will set another benchmark. I'm not saying the Max deal was not a benchmark. I'm only saying that was a benchmark. You need to see a few more for investors to get a sense of overall where this market is headed. So that's one. If the FDI does come in, of course, that opens up options for a few other players who are looking for capital. But, for example, if you look at Bajaj Allianz, and the parent company, as you know, is Bajaj Finserv. It's Finserv, it's not Finserv an investment, by the way. So it's Bajaj Finserv. Now over here, we've been very profitable. The total capital that Allianz and we've brought in is about 1,250 crores into the life business. Our net worth is close to 3,000 crores. And this is all by profits being plowed in by the business. And Finserv is a proxy for our two insurance companies and our lending business. So if you look at it from a retail investor point of view, he already has access to private sector insurance in India, whether it is through us or a couple of other companies as well.
Sanjeev, margins have been under pressure recently. How do you think the margins would pan out in the consumer lending business, and would you be cutting down interest rates?
As far as the consumer lending business is concerned, we've enjoyed over the last 6 quarters very strong ROTAs in excess of 4% post-tax. So that takes us to an ROE of 23-24%. When I look at the next year, and with interest rates slowly coming down, I think our cost of funds, because a lot of it is 2 to 3 year money, we try to minimize our ALM mismatch. So our cost of funds will start coming down slower than where we think the market will react. But I would expect over the next few months, especially if we see another rate cut, to see on some of our lines of business rate cuts as well. When the market went up over the last 2 years, we didn't all the time, but periodically we did take our rates up a little bit, and we will start correcting them downwards in the course of this year as well. What it should do to margins, my guess is that when we look at our budgets and when we look at what's happening in the industry, the last 2 years has been fairly mild, and competition has not been as intense. People were trying to clean up their retail books. At the same time, our credit quality has been super. We've been at 0.3%. And we normally benchmark it to be about 0.6, 0.7% because we have a significant consumer exposure, which, by the way, is still very good. So when I look at it, not for this year, I think this year we're still okay, but when I look at it over the next couple of years, there is a chance that you will see our ROTAs normalizing to around 3.2, 3.5% or so. And while we hope our loan losses would not go up from 0.3, I think 0.5 or so is again a normal number that we would look at over the next, I would say, year or two.
Great having you, Sanjeev, as always. Thanks so much for taking this quick time out and giving us some color on your business.